What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GOLDEE'S BBQ. I want to welcome you guys to our first cook of 2024, and man, we got a good one for you today. I want to start by wishing you guys a happy and blessed, prosperous new year. But hey, man, what we got going on today is something I've been wanting to do for quite a while, and that's the Goldie brisket. And I'm glad I waited, and I'm gonna tell you why. Since it becomes so popular, you know what I mean? Goldie's has gone through different transformations of how they cook the brisket. But hey, what we're gonna do today is we have a 16.5-pound prime brisket, got trimmed up nicely. We're gonna go ahead and cook that brisket the whole way unwrapped. And at the end of the cook, when it reaches 200 or somewhere, we always feel for doneness, but it's gonna be around the 200 mark, somewhere in that area. Once it's done, we're gonna get that brisket off. We're gonna wrap it in foil and let it rest down to 165 degrees. And after that, we're gonna get to slicing. But hey, you can't have a Goldie brisket without a Goldie rub. So we got that Goldie rub on deck. I'm gonna put the link down below where you can order this stuff from if you're interested in trying this out. But without further ado, let's go ahead and have some fun on this Lone Star Grill stick burner. All right, guys, so we got this 16.5-pound brisket that we got trimmed up beautifully. And the only thing we're gonna do to season this, we're gonna go with a little bit of warm water. That's gonna loosen up all of that fat, just how Goldie does it. And after that, we're gonna hit it with this Goldie's rub. This is the star player of the show, along with the brisket here. And hey, let's go ahead and make this happen. We'll go ahead and spritz. And I'm focusing mostly on the fat. And that warm water is supposed to loosen up all of that fat. And then this is a nice looking rub. I just want to show you guys this where you can see all of that black pepper and salt. It's nice smelling rub. And we're gonna go ahead and start seasoning this. And we're gonna go heavy. So we're just gonna get at a good pat. And at Goldie's, they don't season the sides of the brisket. And but what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just dip it right on the side like this. Let the sides pick up all that excess. And I think that's kind of a good thing, you know, because when you cut a brisket, sometimes certain rubs will cause it to kind of tear, that edge to tear when you slice. So maybe that's the reason behind it, I don't know. But we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just hit this side. It didn't pick up too much. I ain't going crazy. All right. Same thing on this side. Just gonna season. All right, guys, so we got this thing all seasoned up. I'm gonna let it hang out for about 15-20 minutes while the smoker continue to come up to temp. And after that, we're gonna go ahead and get this thing up. We are gonna be cooking fat side up on the Lone Star Grill cabinet. Yes, on the cabinet. But I'm gonna put it higher up on that shelf. That way that heat will have a little bit of time to cool down as it travel. And it's gonna be all good. So I'll be back with you once we put this thing onto the grill. All right, so we coming up at 225 on the Lone Star Grills. That's good enough for me. We gonna go ahead and get this meat on. I kind of want to get it on before it climbs too high, just to give that meat a little bit of chance to relax. So let's go ahead and get this onto the Lone Star Grill. Yeah, so we got some of this tallow, man. This fat from this brisket we got smoking. We're gonna dump over this brisket once it's done. So that's just smoking. I did hit it with a little bit of seasoning just to give it a little bit more kick. We just gonna go ahead and in a second, as this thing continues to come up, get it onto the smoker. I'm gonna put the point toward the wall. And we're gonna go ahead and shut her down. All right, guys, here's our brisket, and it is just butter all over. And that fat, nice and spongy, real crispy bark at this point. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get some foil and pour some tallow down at the bottom and then pour some on the top, wrap it up. All right, so we got our foil paper here. We're about to pour some tallow down at the bottom. This is some smoked tallow that I made while I was smoking the brisket. And I'm gonna grab this hot brisket. Kind of set it on top of the tallow. Kind of bring you guys up top with me as I do this. I'm gonna pour that tallow right onto the brisket. There she is. It's just gonna rehydrate that bark. Well, let's go ahead and wrap it up and we'll just let it rest for the rest of the way. All right, guys, this right here is a wrapped brisket. It's about 202 degrees on average. We're just gonna go ahead and let this rest down to 165 degrees. Really don't have to hold it. As long as that brisket comes down to 165, it's ready to slice. So hey, we've waited long enough and that's what we're gonna do, all right? So I'll see you when it's time to slice. All right, guys, so hey, man, we have this thing rested down to 165 degrees. I'm not gonna over talk this. We're about to go ahead and get into some slices. So without further ado, get this rub out the way. And I'm gonna go right down the center, kind of where the point meets the flat. And this bark is still a little firm. It's not crunchy like it was, so that tallow did soften it. But let's go ahead and see what we got. And I'm gonna do the squeeze, y'all. Let's get a look at the flat. And I'm gonna get a slice right here. And wow, beautiful smoke ring, extra juicy. Just pull apart tender. Go ahead and give this a shot. It's really good. Super juicy. I mean, with my gloves. I mean, this is incredible. This is a really good brisket, guys. One more, just almost comes apart. Hey, shout out to Goldie. Let's go ahead and get these burn ends to the side right quick. Let's go ahead and take a slice of the point fatty. And man, if that ain't goodness, I don't know what is. Everything is just, the fat is almost invincible. It's just almost part of the meat, so it's rendered real nice. Let's go ahead and try a piece of this. That's really good. Good enough to make me smile. So man, this is definitely one of the best briskets I've ever tried. I just love the enthusiasm of the crew over at Goldie's, Jay and Johnny and Chuck, who's, you know, is back and forth between restaurants, but you can see the passion in these kids, and it's good to see young people doing good things, and that's just one of the things I love about Goldie's. Even without going there, I watch a lot of footage of them, and you see the passion, so that's much love. But hey, until next time, man, definitely give this recipe a shot, guys. It's fire. And until next time, this is Big Ed at Greats BBQ saying Happy New Year. Peace, love, and God bless.